you have to be able to explain to them what it feels like to be mad, what it feels like to be sad. A lot of our kids come out of environments that they know one emotion, and that's about anger. You ask them, well, how you feeling, Billy? I'm mad. And you look at Billy, he's got tears coming down. He doesn't understand that he's sad. Some of the environments are so chaotic that they come out of that they never learn the basic communication skills to say how they feel. These are things that we teach our 5-year-olds. These are things that our young kids start learning early on. Well, a lot of our teens never have the opportunity to do that, and they've been in environments where everyone is just angry. So you have to have a repertoire of good communication skills at the emotional level to help to teach them. And so that means that you have to be able to say how you feel. Children learn by modeling. And so you might come home from work and you're just upset and you're frustrated, maybe tired, and that child's going to say, well, what's wrong? What's wrong? Are you mad at me? They're automatically going to think that you are mad at them. So you have to step back and go, no. You know what? I'm so frustrated. I'm sad. This is what happened. Do some self-disclosure that's appropriate, but help them understand that you are working through your own emotions and you're identifying your emotions in order to get yourself back to a place of regulation. Because that's ultimately what we need them to do. Instead of them acting out, we need them to learn to say, hey, Dad, Mom, I'm mad at you, or I'm mad at my friend, versus just coming in and kicking the closet and kicking the dog. And so when we can be able to develop a strong sense of emotional communication as a culture in our families, then our kids can be able to pick up on that. It will take some practice for them to be able to do that. It takes a little vulnerability to be able to do that. But I think to having that sort of culture in your family of communication at the emotional level. And again, as a general society, we live in a world where we don't do that. We are intellectual. We've intellectualized everything, and we haven't learned to step back and just to really say how we feel at the heart level rather than the thinking level. And so we have to sort of retrain ourselves how to be communicative at the emotional level too. When we talk about communication skills with teens, it's very important to understand that it's a reciprocal process. Many parents will say, well, I told Billy to do this and I told him to do that. Especially with teens, it's going to take a lot of listening as well. So you may need to obviously give the directive, but then also offer the opportunity to be able to talk, let them have their viewpoint, let them be able to have some feedback around that. And they might say, well, that's not fair. You can't go into a complete directive to say, well, that's the way it is, I'm the parent, I'm in charge, you have to do that. You have to just sit and listen. Communication means the art of listening as well. And if they need to have a time to say that it's not fair, you just listen and say, well, that's hard, isn't it? And you just validate. You say, it's hard to have a parent in charge of you. You know, you're 17 years old. Here I am stepping in the last minute of your life here and telling you what to do. That's really hard, isn't it? And so the communication isn't just about the directive or the chore of the house. It's also allowing maybe a good 10, 15 minutes of some discussion around that. Now, that doesn't mean you change your mind always. You might, but if you need to hold the boundary and hold the ground, that's fine. But you are allowing that child to talk and to have a voice. One of the most important things to understand about trauma is that children have lost their voice. Decisions have been made for them all the time. They've never had the ability to say what they want, what they needed, and no one, or if they did, people responded very negatively. So by this time in their life, when they're really making that change developmentally to become that self-aware person, that self-identity, they're going to need to have their voice. And especially you just triple that because of the traumatic effect. And so giving kids their voice. So sometimes communication can be as meaningful as just sitting and listening and stopping your talking, but just allowing them to communicate. And I want to say this, listening is not about thinking about what you're going to say next. Listening is literally sitting there and processing, what are they saying? What do they mean? Not about what you're going to tell them how to do, how to think differently. So that's a very important distinction that I don't think we really know. And in all fairness to parents, we don't know that because you know what? Our parents didn't listen to us. And we don't have a blueprint. I mean, how many of us can sit here and really say, oh, you know, when I was 16 years old, my dad or my mom, they just sat and listened to me and they just had these wonderful conversations with me. That didn't happen. So we're having to sort of recreate something that we don't have any experience behind, which makes it that much more difficult.